Hello everyone. I welcome everyone to the 2 days faculty development program and diversity in business operation. I'm Kartika, working in Pencil Bits as an event organizer, and I would like to welcome our today's guest speaker, Dr. S. Sriranjani Mokshagunda ma'am, MBA PhD in Management, Professor of Management in BGS B School, Bangalore Research Supervisor, Mysore University, Karnataka. Welcome, ma'am. And I would also like to welcome our founder and CEO of Pencil Bits, Dr. Sangeeta Subramaniam, ma'am, who is constantly organizing these kind of free FDPs and many workshops and all. Before going to the FDP program, I would like to share a few services that we are provided by Pencil Bits. And we do essay research paper publication for engineering and Scopus indexed journal for disciplines like engineering, management, and commerce. And we provide different patent grant services such as Indian design, UK design, Australian design, Indian utility, German utility model, Japanese utility model, US patent publication, and Indian copyright. We are glad to share with you that we did 2000 plus patents with 100% success rate. Then we are doing textbook publication for all the disciplines, and we are providing charter publication and the PhD assistance for engineering and management, and we are doing IEEE paper for engineering. So Pencil Bits constantly organizing many events like seminars, workshops, FDPs for faculties, academicians, and research scholars. And now for students, we are started organizing events like workshops and project events. So these are the services we are providing. So without any further ado, I would like to give a small introduction about our today's guest speaker, Dr. S. Sriranjani ma'am. She is the great granddaughter of statesman Bharat Ratna sir, Mokshagunda Vishweshwaraya. She is dedicating her efforts towards the progression of society, directly impacting the quality and standard of living by sharing knowledge. And as a professor of management, she possesses over 9 years of experience in teaching and research. And in addition to her academic achievement, she has completed 4 levels of the German language course, advanced diploma, which is equivalent to 4-year degree, and acquired several professional certification. Throughout her career, she has served as a principal, professor, research supervisor, trainer, counselor, while also maintaining membership and associations with national and international professional bodies. Her contributions have recognized through numerous awards and honors. Moreover, she has taken on various roles such as chairperson, keynote or guest speaker, resource person, and panelist in numerous events. She has actively participated and organized various national and international academic programs. Furthermore, she has made a significant contribution to academia by presenting and publishing numerous articles, textbooks, book chapters, and edited books, patents, and anthologies. Her expertise is also acknowledged through her role as an editorial board member of highly esteemed journals. So now I would like to welcome, I would like to call Dr. S. Sriranjani ma'am to deliver her presentation. Please, ma'am.
Ma'am, thank you so much for that warm introduction. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, ma'am. Thank you so much. Yeah, a warm welcome to all of you attending this 2 days FDP on diversity in business operations by Pencil Bits Academy. Are you able to see my slides, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's visible.
Right, thank you. So, at first, let us try to understand what is diversity in business operations. Yeah, to get started, can anyone please tell me what is the importance of D&I, diversity and inclusion, in today's business landscape? Anybody? See, whether it is a corporate office or a startup or even a research laboratory, government office, a financial institution, or say even a small and medium enterprise, we keep listening to these words, isn't it? Frequently we keep listening: diversity, inclusion, equity, equality, belongingness, all these things. May I know what does this mean? What is diversity? Participants, you can just unmute yourselves or you can type it in the chat box. What is the meaning of diversity? Anybody? Respected participants, may I know what is the meaning of diversity? Because today completely we will be discussing about this concept itself. You can type in the chat box even. Right. No problem. So in simple words, diversity is nothing but the presence of differences within a given setting. Suppose in a workplace context, this means having the employees from various backgrounds. It includes differences in race, gender, age, ethnicity, sexual orientation, disability, education, and much more. So we see employees of all sorts. And diversity is all about recognizing and valuing these differences. And I also covered something called inclusion. On the other hand, inclusion is nothing but it is about creating an environment where all the individuals in that workplace they feel welcome, they feel yes and respect as well as valued. It means you are ensuring that everyone regardless of these diverse backgrounds whatever we discussed, everybody has opportunities to contribute and succeed. So it is about fostering a culture where varied perspectives they are not only present but also actively encouraged and realized in a particular organization. Okay. What do you think? These two concepts, diversity and inclusion, they go hand in hand? Audience. What do you think about the concept of D&I, diversity and inclusion? Do they go hand in hand? Because now we know the meaning of diversity and what is inclusion. Yes, sir. Good morning, Pavitra ma'am. Even you can unmute yourself and give your answer. Okay. Let me tell you, diversity and inclusion they are deeply interconnected. Let me speak about the concept of diversity. Ahmad sir, please mute yourself. Thank you. So diversity actually focuses on the concept of what means the varied representation of individuals. While the concept of inclusion it focuses on how means the practice and the culture which will enable all the individuals to participate fully. So for an organization to truly benefit from this diversity, please remember it must also be inclusive. So diversity is not enough. Without inclusion, the potential benefits of diversity, say innovation, creativity, better decision making cannot be realized. And the slide says diversity is strength. Do you agree, participants? Yes, no. The slide tells you diversity is equal to strength. Is it so? Can I have an yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, sir. Why do I say this? Because mixed workforce, diverse workforce, they bring a wider range of perspectives. Right. You have different experience. I have experience. And person A, person B, C, they all have different perspectives. They all have different skills they bring to the table. This also empowers a culture of innovation. And where these various outlooks they can collide. It can lead to creative solutions as well as say the groundbreaking ideas. The future of business is diverse. Means diversity is not just trend, but the future of successful businesses. And when we speak about global marketplace, it is becoming increasingly assorted. Don't you agree with me? And companies which can understand and cater to that diversity will be the ones that will be succeeding, that will be flourishing. I remember a research here by McKinsey. It says that companies with greater ethnic and cultural diversity, they are actually 30% more likely to perform their peers on profitability. And this alone highlights the significant impact that a diverse workforce can have on a company's financial performance. Say for example, we all know about Procter and Gamble, isn't it? P&G. It is a well-known American multinational consumer goods corporation. So this leverages its multicultural network to develop products that will be meeting the needs of consumers from different cultural backgrounds. And this particular approach has helped them to create successful products, especially in global markets. So by now we all have understood that diversity in business operations means it isn't necessarily doing a business in a different way, but it can be a catalyst for businesses to adopt new approaches to create an inclusive environment where different perspectives, different standpoints, different viewpoints are respected. Yes, I welcome your ideas. You please understand what is it I am trying to tell you. And these values or these perspectives are utilized better to drive better business results. Are we clear so far? Yes, no?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Right. Thank you, sir. So the business case for diversity. Let us see whether having a diverse workforce can really benefit a company. It says diversity fuels innovation. Do you think so, participants? Does diversity fuels innovation? Yes. Found that companies with a unique personnel, they are 35% more likely to outperform their less diverse peers in profitability. Let me explain this through an example. Just consider a product design team. They want to create let us say, a new kitchen appliance line. Suppose their team is solely composed of engineers. Now, what does these engineers do? They only they can just prioritize the technical specifications. So this will be definitely leading to functional. But they are potentially uninspired products, isn't it? On the other hand, suppose if they have a distinct team, it could include somebody like an accessibility expert, a marketing professional, maybe from a different cultural background, and also say we have a sustainability specialist. Now, this broader side, it could spark many more features, don't you think so? These specialists, maybe they can bring in not only those technical things to make it functional, but also voice-activated controls in that particular kitchen appliance, culturally specific cooking modes, or even energy-saving settings. Don't you think so? Now, this will be resulting in a product line that is not just functional, but also inclusive, but also user-friendly, and also it is catering to a wider market, right? This is the demonstration to the power of diversity in driving the concept called innovation. Even a study by Boston Consulting Group, they found that diverse management teams, they have a 19% higher revenue due to innovation. Okay? Yeah. Next concept is improved financial performance. Studies actually consistently, they show that companies with broad manpower, they perform better financially when we compare to their diverse counterparts. This is mainly because diversity enhances the decision-making processes, and it is also leading to more effective and profitable business strategies. And these diverse people, these mixed crew, they can better anticipate, and they can better respond to the market needs. They can drive sales, and they can promote the revenue growth. Say for instance, a financial services firm, maybe with a wide-ranging team, they can better understand, and they can also serve the financial needs of their rich client base. Don't you think so? Thus, what is happening? They are in a position to capture a larger market share, right? Enhanced reputation. This is obvious. A commitment to diversity and inclusion can significantly boost a reputation of any company. Means it demonstrates that the company values all the individuals and is also committed to creating an equitable environment. So, and it is obvious that it is getting a positive image. Then this company can attract top talent from a wider pool, and in turn they can earn the loyalty of customers because they are prioritizing social responsibility as well as they are in a position to manage better public relations. Okay. Then better customer connections. See, a heterogeneous, a diverse workforce can establish deeper understanding and connections with an assorted customer base. Employees from different backgrounds, they can provide insights into the cultural nuances and preferences of your various customer segments. What is happening? This is leading to more personalized and effective marketing strategies. And this is what most of the global retail companies do, right? So with a diverse team, they tailor, they customize their marketing campaigns so that they can resonate with different cultural groups, and thereby they can also enhance their customer engagement and satisfaction. Are we clear so far? Am I too fast? Am I too fast? Yes? No? Audience, are you here? Can I just have an yes or no?
Yes, ma'am. Security is good.
Fine. Thank you. Okay. And coming to diversity across the employee life cycle, this is very, very important. So recruitment, it is the first stage where you can integrate diversity into your organization. Means this involves, say, sourcing and hiring the candidates from varied backgrounds. Then only you can create a diverse team, isn't it? Or say you can create a dynamic talent pool. And say, for example, a tech company like Google, it actively recruits from a wide range of universities and also from a wide range of professional backgrounds so that they can authenticate a mix of cultures, experiences, and skills. And this practice of Google, it helps them to develop products that cater to a global audience. Onboarding. This is a process of integrating your new hires into your company, a new employee. So it is crucial to create a friendly environment to them, a supportive environment. Because, see, employees, they are often from diverse backgrounds. Effective onboarding only sets the stage for their success within your company. Say, for example, at Accenture, the onboarding program, it includes mentorship from the existing senior employees. And these employees, they will be helping the new entrants. Then they can understand what is this particular company's culture, what are the processes, right? And this approach has been particularly effective in retaining the talent so that they will not leave your company. And even if the employees are from, say, underrepresented groups, minorities, they also like to stay here because of this powerful, positive onboarding process. And a report by Glassdoor, it says that organizations with a strong onboarding process, it will improve your new hire retention by 82%, it seems. Just unimaginable, right? If your onboarding process is very good, it can improve your new hire retention. You can retain your new hires by 82% and you can increase their productivity by 70%, it seems. Then coming to development. What is development? It is nothing but providing your employees with opportunities to grow as well as to advance in their careers. How to do this? This includes access to the training programs. You can give them their career development resources, or even you can give them stretch assignments. Means you are trying to push them outside their comfort zone. So you are helping your employees to develop new skills and confidence. Then guaranteeing equal growth opportunities for all employees, irrespective of anything, right? Irrespective of their background, age, skill, ethnicity, anything, you are going to provide a equal growth. Your company is providing equal growth opportunity for all the employees. So this will be helping them to build a motivated as well as a skilled staff. Say, for example, we all know about IBM. They actually have a robust employee development program. Means this program, it includes continuous learning opportunities. They have a leadership training as well as they also follow the mentorship programs. And these initiatives, it has helped IBM to maintain a diverse leadership team And this in turn is nurturing a more inclusive work environment. Now, do you understand the relationship between diversity and inclusion? Yes. And a study by Deloitte, they found that organizations with inclusive cultures, they are twice as likely to meet or exceed their financial targets. Plus, three times as likely to be high performing and six times more likely to be innovative and agile. Look at these beautiful statistics, right? So, incorporating diversity across the employee life cycle, please remember it is not just about meeting the quotas, but it is all about leveraging the potential, full potential of your varied workers so that you can drive innovation, engagement, and your business will succeed. And by focusing on these stages, organizations can also build inclusive environments and support their employees to contribute to their overall organizational effectiveness. Are we clear so far? Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Right, thank you. Inclusive hiring and onboarding practices. So, to confirm inclusivity at each stage of hiring and onboarding, that is the induction, firms need to implement specific practices. So, here is what the organizations should do. Firms should implement blind resume screening so that they can reduce unconscious bias in their hiring process. Do you have an understanding of what this means? What is the concept of blind resume screening? Participants, what does this first point mean? What is a blind resume screening?
It could mean irrespective of their religion or like location backgrounds or the language, etc.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Yeah, you are half correct. So this involves developing a process to mask the resumes. Means you do not know what is their identifying details. You do not know what is their name, their gender, their age, even their photos are also not there. Means when you are screening their resume, it is allowing you to focus to remain solely on their qualifications and experience. Right? Sometimes if you look at their photos or if you look at their names, right, we just bring in a concept called favoritism, biasness that should not be there. So we have to say screen their resumes based on only their qualifications and experience. This is what blind resume screening means. Then you can also utilize software tools that will anonymize the resumes, and it can further help you in streamlining this process. Means it is protecting that all candidates are evaluated on a level playing field equally. Even the hiring managers, they should be trained on the importance of this process and how it helps mitigate any sort of unintentional discrimination, and it will be promoting a more objective and inclusive hiring process, right, when you are hiring your new employees. Then creating inclusive job descriptions, this is also essential. What does this mean? So job postings are written in a way your company is able to attract a diverse pool of candidates, and also it is encouraging the people from underrepresented groups to apply for this particular job. Then only we can have diversity, isn't it? If everybody applies. So organizations can use, there are n number of tools like we have text IO, we have blind hire, apply, job white, greenhouse. All these tools, it will be helping you to analyze the job descriptions or even your employment postings, and it removes any sort of gender biased or exclusionary language. So, job postings should clearly state your company's commitment to D&I, diversity and inclusion. It must emphasize the importance of these principles or ethics within your organization. So, some companies, what will happen? They will be asking for non-essential attributes, and these will be discouraging potential candidates from different backgrounds. Yeah, respected participants, what do you understand by non-essential attributes? Have you ever come across this word? I just said some companies will be asking for non-essential attributes in your resume. So this will be discouraging potential candidates from diverse backgrounds to apply for that job. What does non-essential attributes mean? Anybody apart from Aiza Ahmad sir? I'll give you a chance, sir. Just a moment. Anybody else? Have you ever come across this word? Non-essential attributes? Yes? No? At least please type it in the chat box if you are not aware of the concept. Audience, are you here? Can I have at least a yes or a no? Do you know the concept of non-essential attributes? No problem, Mohammed sir. You two do not have an idea. No problem. Others? Okay, let's continue. Sometimes what will happen, a few companies, if you look at their job postings, they demand for a degree from a specific university, or they'll be asking you for a certain GPA. But the job you are applying for, it doesn't necessarily require it at all. Sometimes what will happen, they even seek for a certain number of years of experience in a particular industry only, or in a particular company only. Even when you have some similar experience in a different field, that could also be, say, just as valuable as that. But still companies will demand for that. Say if you do not have certain number of experience there, or if you do not have a degree from a particular university that the company is asking for, what will happen? You are not in a position to apply at all. Or sometimes they also ask for some certifications, some skills that are not at all essential to the job, such as they will ask for a proficiency in a specific software or in a specific language. And some jobs also specify physical attributes like height, weight, age, and all these will not at all be relevant to your job. And some companies, I have seen their job postings, they'll be setting, say, unrealistic expectations from the employees. What is it? They'll be asking you, you must be available to work for 24 bar 7, or you must be willing to travel 90% of the time. Now, what is happening? These are all non-essential attributes, isn't it? This can discourage candidates, maybe from caregiving responsibilities. Sometimes you might have to take care of your grandparents, parents, children at your home. At that time, what will happen? You cannot apply for such a job. Sometimes they'll also ask for some soft skills. They mention it like you must be outgoing, you must be a team player, or they require specific personality traits, such as they'll just specify you must be a type A personality, you must be a creative thinker. And please remember, all these can be subjective and may not be relevant to the job all the times. All the times do we ask you to say be a team player? All the times can you show your type A personality only? Not at all possible. So it is crucial to focus only on the essential skills and experiences that is required for that particular job role. Right? This approach can defend that their job descriptions are welcoming to all the participants and it is reflective of a company's inclusive culture. Now, do you have an understanding of non-essential attributes? Yes. Okay. So, to secure a fair and say comprehensive evaluation process, organizations should form their diverse interview panels. Means these interview panels will be including members from various genders, ethnic backgrounds, as well as levels of seniority. And this diversity in perspectives, it will help in making a balanced and unbiased hiring decisions. Then, providing bias training for interviewers also becomes crucial. Suppose I am an interviewer. Does it mean I know everything? No. Sometimes I might be doing some sort of favoritism. I might be having some sort of prejudice in my mind. What will happen? Suddenly, instead of selecting person X, I might select person Y. That's why even the interviewers must be provided with bias training. And this helps them to recognize and also if they can alleviate their own implicit or hidden biases or say favoritism during the interview process. Suppose say I'm from Bangalore. If a candidate is from Bangalore, immediately I have some sort of favoritism, right? Just an example. That must not be happening. That's why we provide bias training to the interviewers. And moreover, say developing a set of standardized interview questions. Yes, that is very important so that you can shield consistency and fairness. Means you are allowing each candidate to be assessed on the same criteria, right? And your company is reducing your interview process. Through that, you are reducing the potential for unfair judgments. Okay, then assigning the onboarding buddies, or you can call them as mentors. You have to assign the onboarding new hires to the mentors. This is actually a valuable practice. Then only your new hires they can integrate smoothly into the company. There must be some mentor, right? Yes. So organizations should pair that new employee with the experienced colleague. And this particular colleague can offer some sort of guidance, answer the questions, whatever the new employee has, and he or she must be in a position to provide support. So, creating a structured onboarding buddy program with clear roles and responsibilities, if you have that, it is guaranteeing that buddies are well prepared to assist the new hires effectively. Then, encouraging the regular check-ins between these experienced employees and the new recruits. It can also help address any sort of concerns they may have, and it develops actually a sense of belongingness within the company. Now, this support system, it becomes instrumental in helping the new employees. Then only they feel, yes, somebody is there to help me. I feel welcomed. I feel valued. Right? And this is contributing to my overall satisfaction. And what will happen in turn? I am in a position to be more productive. Simple, everything is interconnected. So this not only enhances diversity, but also improves the overall organizational effectiveness. Fostering an inclusive company culture. Here, we shall discuss about 3 key ways to cultivate an inclusive company culture. Right? We have something called employee resource groups, ERGs. Have you ever come across this? ERGs. Employee resource groups. Do you know what is this concept? At least a simple yes or no on your chat box would help me to understand. Do you know the concept of ERGs, employee resource groups? Is my question. Audience? Is the class too boring? Is the session too boring?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay. So what are ERGs? If you do not know, you can even type just a no on the chat box. That will help me understand. Right? No. Okay. Why only Aizaz Ahmed sir, Pavitra ma'am and Dr. Babita ma'am? Only you are interacting. What about others? Okay. So ERGs are nothing but employee resource groups. They are voluntary. They are employee-led groups. Okay. They will be providing a platform for employees who have similar shared identities or similar interests to connect and support each other. Because as I told you, this is a voluntary group. Okay. Now, ERGs can help to create a more inclusive workplace. How? By offering a space for employees to share their experiences, to network with their colleagues, and also they can mentor each other. Say for example, a woman in a tech ERG, it could be open to women and allies in technology field. Yes, with the name itself we can understand tech ERG and also women. Now, they are in a position to offer workshops, maybe on career development, mentorship programs, and even networking events. Similarly, if we have a Hispanic or a Latino ERG, employee resource groups, what do? They want to, what is the purpose of their ERG? So they want to celebrate Hispanic and Latino heritage. Maybe they try to host cultural events. They try to provide resources for the Spanish speaking employees, and also they can advocate for the advancement of those employees, Hispanic and Latino employees within their company. Right? This is the concept of ERGs. Then diversity training. This can help educate the employees about three things: unconscious bias, microaggressions, and cultural awareness. Already we discussed about unconscious bias, right? It is nothing but the biases we are actually not consciously aware of. We do not know. Yes, I do not know. How is it I am treating others? Is it leading to unfair treatment of others? Am I doing favoritism to person C? If, say, a group of employees are there, I don't know. I'm not consciously aware of. That's why we call it as unconscious bias. Now, in an unconscious bias training, employees might, say for example, they can participate in a blind recruitment exercise. Here what they do, as we discussed in the previous slide, they will be reviewing anonymized resumes because they want to make hiring decisions based solely on the qualifications and experience. Now, what is happening with this exercise? It is helping them to recognize and also reduce any kind of unconscious biases. Okay. Then we have a concept called microaggressions. So these are nothing but some sort of subtle, often unintentional forms of discrimination. So I did not mean that. Many a times we say so, right? It was unintentional. I was not aware, right? And I am discriminating you from the other person. I was not aware. These are something like subtle, and often, as I told you, they are unintentional. For example, maybe a role playing exercise under this microaggressions training. It might involve one employee, just an example, who is trying to interpret another employee during a meeting. Now, why are we doing this exercise, role playing exercise? To demonstrate how such a negative behavior, it can marginalize, it can disadvantage another employee. Now, what is happening through this microaggressions training? Participants are learning to identify and also to positively address the microaggressions. Right? Then, cultural awareness. As the words tell you, it is the ability to understand and appreciate different cultures. So, usually, employees will also be given this cultural awareness training. Here, what will happen? Employees could learn about non-verbal communication styles. They can learn about significant religious holidays from other different cultures. We can also develop our self-awareness. We can also, through cultural awareness training, yes, we are in a position to understand what are the global business practices, because we are trying to understand what is happening in other part of the world, right? What is the practices? What are the practices that is taking place in Germany? What is happening in UK? What is happening in France, right? Okay. Then this is also leading to building the inclusive workplaces. We can also understand how to resolve conflicts among ourselves. So, cultural awareness training will help us to maintain respect and understanding of other employees in our workplace. Inclusive policies. So, these are designed to accommodate the needs of all the employees. As I told you, regardless of their race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, or even their disability. Say, for instance, flexible work arrangements. It can allow the employees to work from home, or they can set their own working hours. This will be benefiting the working parents, the caregivers, or even it helps the employees with disabilities. Then companies can also implement something called gender neutral facilities. What does that mean? Suppose there are restrooms that can be accessible to all genders. There are spaces that can accommodate all the genders if they want to do some sort of religious or personal reflection practices. Even men, women, or any other gender, yes, everybody has equal access inside their workspace. Then, avoiding gendered pronouns like mentioning this way, left side he, right side she, or male, female, and opting for neutral terms will become important here. Simply they'll put employee. Any employee can work in, right? Or they'll just put as they, them. So it means he or she, male or female or any other genders can simply walk in. They can utilize that space, whatever is catered for. Then planning the events and activities, say that are inclusive of all genders, right? And also you have to avoid reinforcing the traditional gender roles. And all these will create a more hospitable and equitable workplace for everyone. So these are just a few examples of how companies can cultivate an inclusive culture, right? Okay. Diversity in leadership and decision making. See, building a diverse leadership team, it goes beyond just having a variety of people in the room. Does it mean only just having a variety of people from different backgrounds? Not only that. It is about confirming everyone has a seat at that table and their voices are heard. Okay? This is what is the concept of diversity and inclusion. And let us have a closer look at these 4 key areas to focus on. Achieving gender equity means women are proportionally represented in leadership positions also. They have equal opportunities to influence decisions. See, studies show that companies with more women leaders, they tend to outperform financially. I remember the Peterson Institute for International Economics, they found that having a 30% share of women in corporate leadership positions, it was associated with 1% increase in their net margin and equating this to a 15% rise in their profitability. This is also promoting a more inclusive environment where everyone feels valued, where everyone feels empowered to contribute their unique perspectives. Right? Okay. 5% more likely to outperform their less diverse peers in profitability. Why are we doing diversity in product and service development? So, let us focus on how diversity can be incorporated into the product development process so that the company can create better products and services. User research. So, this step talks about gathering insights from a thriving customer base. This means you are going beyond traditional market research methods and also you are including people from a variety of backgrounds, demographics and abilities. Say for example, Apple's inclusive design team. It is a great example of how user research can be used to create more inclusive products. Now, this alliance of Apple's inclusive design team, they consist of designers, engineers, as well as researchers. They work together to create products that are accessible to everyone, regardless of their abilities. What this team will do, they conduct user research with people of different ages, different abilities, and different cultural backgrounds. Then only they can understand what are the needs, what are the preferences of their customers. Now, they worked with people who are blind or who have a low vision. So, they developed that voiceover feature on Apple devices. Do you know that? Yes. This will allow the users to navigate their devices using voice commands. Then, design thinking. This is a problem solving approach that understands the needs and desires of the end users, the consumers of the product or the service. Now, this particular point here, it highlights the importance of involving cross-functional teams with multiple backgrounds. Where is it we are trying to involve them? In the product design process. Now, a design thinking team, it might include people from marketing, engineering, sales, and user experience design. What are the benefits? When people with different perspectives come together, when they brainstorm and develop solutions, definitely it will be leading to more creative and innovative ideas. We already discussed about this in the slide number 2, right? Yes. So, what is happening here? A diverse design team can help identify any kind of potential biases or some blind spots in that product design, and it will be confirming that the end product is usable and appealing to a broader audience, wider audience. Then testing and feedback. This step talks about securing that a diversified group of end users, they are included in product testing stage as well as in the feedback sessions. This means going beyond that typical early adopter or that tech savvy audience, and they are trying to include people from different age groups, different abilities and cultural backgrounds. How does this benefit? So getting feedback from a unlike dissimilar group of users, it can help identify the usability issues. Suppose I am from different cultural background, you are from different educational background. Just an example. The usability issues, whatever I face, it would not be the same with you, because how I understand this particular product or how I understand about this particular service is different than how you perceive it, right? So it helps them to identify the issues, the usability issues, the cultural sensitivities, as well as the areas for improvement before their product is launched to the general market. That's why even in this stage also, testing and feedback, we have to include diversified group of end consumers. Now, this can save time and money in the long run, and also it assures to that company, yes, your product is successful, will be successful once it is released to the market. So, integrating diversity throughout the product development process, it can lead to a more successful, more inclusive, innovative, appealing products and services to a larger market. Right? Diversity in supplier procurement operations. Yes, Ahmad sir says it could mean in terms of experience, like having more or less experience. Okay, sir. Thank you. So, supplier diversity. This is a strategic approach to sourcing your goods and services from a broad range of businesses, and particularly those businesses which are owned and operated by minority or disadvantaged groups, underrepresented groups. Now, the immediate question is how companies can achieve supplier diversity in procurement, isn't it? We have something called as proactive vendor outreach. Means moving beyond traditional methods like industry directories or your referring your old supplier databases to understand who could be my potential supplier, or just going with the referrals. What companies can do, they can actively seek out qualified and distinctive suppliers through this proactive approach. Means it will be broadening the pool of potential vendors, and also it substantiates a fair chance for all qualified businesses to compete. Yes, I know you all have a question. How to achieve this? How do we find these potential suppliers? Attend trade shows and conferences. So your company can look for events that is focused especially on minority owned or women owned businesses. And these events will offer valuable networking opportunities and also a chance to connect with diverse suppliers in a targeted setting. Then, industry or regional diversity councils. It can also be a great resource for identifying the qualified diverse suppliers. Now, these organizations, these councils, they often maintain databases of certified diverse businesses and can connect companies with potential partners. Then you can also utilize online resources. Many online databases list and certify diverse suppliers across the various industries. Now, these resources allow companies to search for qualified vendors, maybe based on their specific needs as well as their diversity criteria. Suppose a company is looking for a eco-friendly packaging materials. Just an example. It can utilize this database of certified minority owned green businesses. There they can try to find the potential suppliers. Now through this what is happening? This particular approach, it is not only promoting the supplier diversity, but also it is aligning with the company's sustainability goals. Right? Okay. And in addition to these outreach or collaborations, companies can implement specific inclusive procurement policies also. And these will be removing the barriers, and it will be helping to actively encourage participation from different suppliers. Now, how to form such policies? First of all, your company has to set clear diversity goals for procurement spending. A company might set a target of allocating a specific percentage of its annual spend, maybe towards this diverse suppliers. And this quantifiable goal, it demonstrates a commitment to the supplier diversity, and also it provides a benchmark for measuring your progress. Next thing, simplifying the application process for even for small and diverse businesses. Sometimes what will happen, lengthy or complex application procedures, it can discourage smaller businesses from participating itself. Right, because they do not understand how to fill this application, how to submit it, how to register for this. What companies can do, they can streamline this process maybe by offering shorter online applications. They can provide clear instructions, as well as they can have a dedicated support contacts for different suppliers, right, who will be navigating this bidding process. Then what else? They can even provide mentoring, right? Mentoring and support to diverse suppliers. Means this could involve something like assigning dedicated procurement specialists so that they can guide these diverse suppliers through the bidding process, or or connecting them with the relevant industry resources. We all know mentorship programs can also be established. You can pair experienced business owners, maybe with new and smaller diverse businesses. They can be offering them the guidance and support. Suppose there is a construction company. It could offer a simplified online application processes. And this is specifically designed for small and diverse contractors. Now what will happen? This will be reducing the administrative burdens for those smaller businesses. And through this act of your company, it is encouraging everybody, right? So all the contractors, diverse contractors, they can participate in your bidding system. Then capacity building programs. So investing in the growth of diverse suppliers, it obviously creates a win-win situation. You win, I win. So companies benefit from a more robust and competitive supplier base. See, while the distinct suppliers, they gain valuable resources to help them thrive. How can companies support this capacity building? We all know about mentorship programs that always comes for the rescue. Matching the experienced business owners, maybe with the new or smaller diverse businesses, it definitely helps them to provide invaluable direction and support. Right? And also just now I mentioned it in the previous point. So mentors can offer advice on the topics like business development, marketing, financial management, and this will be helping those diverse suppliers. They can navigate the industry challenges and they can grow their business step by step. Then companies can also offer educational workshops, maybe on the relevant topics like how to write effective proposals, what about negotiating contracts, or utilizing the industry specific softwares. So these workshops equip equip those suppliers with the knowledge and the skills that is needed to compete successfully for the larger contracts. Then they can also provide assistance in obtaining financing. See, many varied businesses may face challenges, right? They are not in a position to secure those traditional loans. So companies can connect diverse suppliers, maybe with the lenders or loan guarantee programs that are specifically designed to support small and minority owned businesses. Now, this can help diverse suppliers overcome those financial hurdles and they can invest in the growth opportunities. Just imagine there is a large healthcare company and that is partnering with a diverse medical equipment supplier. Okay. Now, this company can offer the supplier a mentorship program. It can connect them with the experienced procurement specialists. Additionally, this company can also sponsor the supplier to attend maybe the industry workshops on latest medical technology and best practices. So, these investments help the diverse supplier become more competitive and reliable partner in the long run. Then, tracking and reporting metrics. See, regularly measuring progress is essential for any activity and especially for any successful diversity initiative. So, companies should track and report on the composition of their supplier base. Now, here, what key metrics can be considered? You have to take care of the percentage of spending allocated, whatever it is allocated to the diverse suppliers. Monitoring this particular metric, it will allow your company to track progress towards their diversity goals and you can identify areas where more focus is needed. Then the number of diverse suppliers who are engaged with your company. This parameter, it shows the breadth of the company's supplier diversity efforts and also it reflects the outreach as well as the inclusion of a larger range of businesses. Then it should also concentrate on the types of products and services which are sourced from these diverse suppliers. So tracking this data, it will help the companies identify the categories where they can further leverage diverse suppliers. They can expand the range of goods and services procured from these businesses. And by monitoring all these metrics, companies can gain valuable insights into the effectiveness of their supplier diversity efforts. So they can actually celebrate their successes, they can identify the areas for improvement, they can also make data-driven decisions to further strengthen their commitment actually to a more diverse and inclusive supply chain. Now, this is not only benefiting the company by nourishing innovation and also potentially reducing the costs, but also it is contributing to the economic empowerment of underrepresented or non-dominant communities. Okay. Under accessibility and accommodations, we have 4 key areas that businesses should focus on to create a more inclusive environment for people with disabilities. Okay. First one is inclusive digital experiences. Means you are making sure, your company is making sure that the websites, apps and other digital tools are accessible even to people with disabilities. This can include things something like adding alt text for all the images on your company website, especially to assist the visually impaired users, or you can provide video transcripts, captions for people who are hearing impaired, and even you can ensure that all the content can be navigated maybe using a keyboard. Suppose some persons if they cannot use a mouse. Moreover, companies should also provide training for those web developers and content creators, especially on the accessibility best practices, right? This is essential for maintaining inclusivity in the new digital content and updates. Then workplace accommodations. means you are providing employees with disabilities the necessary tools and support they need to be successful in their jobs. We have to always make this sure there is workplace accommodation. Now, here this may include things like you are implementing assistive technologies, say like screen readers, maybe for the employees with visual impairments, or providing speech recognition software for those with mobility issues. And you can also modify the physical workspace by installing ramps or trying to widen those doorways, maybe for wheelchair access. Speaking about inclusive events, it is nothing but making sure that events, meetings, they are accessible to people with special needs. Your companies can offer live captioning, sign language interpretation during those company meetings or events, and even your companies can choose venues that are wheelchair accessible with appropriate facilities. Then accessibility training. It is educating the employees on how to create inclusive experiences for customers and colleagues who are differently abled. Right? So, conducting training sessions on different types of disabilities, teaching your staff how to identify and remove barriers, and also training on effective communication techniques such as using plain language and appropriate body language. All this will become very, very important. Now, this will not only benefit the employees with disabilities, but it will also make the businesses more welcoming to all the customers and clients. Now, we all know what, how, and why of the concept of this diversity. Next, we have barriers to diversity implementation. The first thing is unconscious bias. Already we have discussed about this. Can somebody try to tell me what is unconscious bias? Yeah, good afternoon, Dr. Munusami sir. Audience, what is the concept of unconscious bias? Just some 10-15 minutes back we discussed about this concept. Even we had some examples also. What is unconscious bias? You don't remember, or you did not understand at all? What is the concept of unconscious bias? Participants? Anybody? Okay. The deeply rooted partiality, often it may be we are just unaware or we are unconscious. Through this, what is happening? It can hinder that fair and equitable hiring and promotion practices in any workplace. In simple words, it refers to the attitudes or the stereotypes that is affecting our understanding, that is affecting the actions. What do I do? Also, it is affecting the decisions, maybe in an unconscious manner. Right? So, these biases, they are automatic. As the name tells you, they are unintentional, but they are deeply ingrained and it can influence our behaviors in ways that can perpetuate inequality. Say, for example, if we have a hiring manager, he or she may subconsciously favor the candidates uh, who went to the same university as they did. Yes, I am from a college X, you are from college X. So, subconsciously, I am trying to favor you. You can say then, yes, you are my sub-junior, you are my junior. Yes. Automatically, some sort of subconscious or unconscious favoritism is coming in. Right. Now, through this, if this particular person selects that his or her junior, what is happening? It is leading to a more homogeneous team, and it is going to lack the diverse perspectives. Through this, it can hinder innovation as well as the problem solving abilities within your company. And a study by Harvard Business Review, it says that organizations with high levels of bias, it see up to 33% lower revenues than those with more diverse workforces. See, then lack of inclusive policies. By now, we all have understood that inclusive policies are essential for creating an environment where all our employees feel valued and respected. And without such policies, the marginalized groups, they may face barriers to succeed as well as to advance in their workplace. Suppose a company, it is not offering the flexible working arrangements. What is happening? This type of policy, it may inadvertently exclude those single parents or individuals with disabilities, because these people, they need adaptable schedules, isn't it? And inclusive policies like flexible hours, remote work options, comprehensive healthcare, all this can help retain those diverse talents in your company. That's why we need to have inclusive policies. And even the Catalyst organization, it reports that companies with inclusive policies, they have 39% higher customer satisfaction and 22% greater productivity. Even SHRM, the Society for Human Resource Management, they found that 58% of employees, they are more likely to stay with the company which has inclusive policies. So it is beneficial to all the stakeholders, right? Then, systemic obstacles. They are nothing but the institutional practices or policies that create barriers to equal opportunity. And also it is creating barrier for the access of for underprivileged groups. Now, these obstacles are often, as I told you, deep-seated in the organizational culture, and it can also be challenging to identify and dismantle these practices. Just imagine a company's promotion practices, it may favor the employees who are able to work long hours or who are able to attend after hours networking events. Now what is happening? If you work more than 10 hours, if you work more than 12 hours, or if you are available 24/7, I'll promote you. The company is telling so, right? They have a promotion policy like this. Now what is happening? This is disadvantaging those employees with caregiving responsibilities or those who cannot stay late, maybe due to any issue, health issues, transportation issues, right? Now, addressing these sort of blockades or difficulties, it might involve, you have to re-evaluate the promotion criteria. The companies has to do this, and it has to ensure that all employees have equal access to advancement opportunities. And according to a report by World Economic Forum, systemic obstacles, they contribute to a significant gender pay gap. Say with women earning 82 cents for every dollar earned by men. We all know $1 is equal to 100 cents. Am I right? Okay. Additionally, even the Center for Talent Innovation, it found that only 32% of black employees, they feel they have equal opportunities for advancement compared to 44% of white employees. So, by understanding and addressing these barriers, organizations can create a more inclusive and equitable work environment that benefits all the employees, and it boosts the overall performance of any sort of business. Strategies for overcoming diversity challenges. By now, I am sure we all have understood all the below points, isn't it? No problem, let us revisit this one more time for a better appreciation of the concepts. Implementing inclusive policies. It involves creating the rules, practices that promote equal opportunities and accommodate the diverse needs of your employees. And these policies can help ensure that everyone has a fair chance to succeed and contribute to the organizations. It could be like flexible work arrangements, mentorship programs, so on and so forth, as we discussed till now. Then, leadership commitment means the senior leaders they actively engage in and support diversity and inclusion initiatives. This sets the tone for the entire organization and it makes sure that diversity is prioritized at all the levels. Say for example, leaders they can set specific measurable diversity goals for hiring and promotions to ensure their progress is tracked and achieved. And leaders should visibly advocate for diversity. They must participate in diversity training and ensure that diverse voices are heard in their decision making process. They have to make it sure. And McKinsey and Company, they found that companies with strong leadership commitment to diversity, they are 1.7 times more likely to capture a new market. Furthermore, even Deloitte's research, it shows that organizations with an inclusive culture, they are 6 times more likely to be innovative and agile. Interesting facts and statistics, right? Okay. Then coming to accountability measures. This involves establishing clear diversity goals, tracking progress, holding leaders and employees accountable for promoting an inclusive workplace culture. So these measures make sure that diversity efforts they are not just symbolic, but it is leading to tangible outcomes. Something like regularly measuring and reporting the diversity metrics, such as the representation of different groups at various levels of organization. Is it happening or not? Or trying to include diversity and inclusion performance, maybe in their leadership evaluations, and tying it to their bonuses or other incentives. Even a report by Kapoor Center for Social Impact, they say that companies that actively track and measure diversity initiatives, they see a 24% improvement in performance compared to those who do not. Even the Harvard Business Review, they found that accountability measures it can lead somewhere between 20 to 30% improvement in the diversity of managerial positions. And by implementing all the above points discussed, organizations, companies, they can effectively overcome diversity challenges and can create a more equitable and productive workplace. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, as we conclude our discussion, it is clear to each one of us that embracing diversity it is not just a moral imperative but also a strategic advantage. And the evidence also shows that diverse organizations are more innovative, they are more adaptable, and better positioned to understand and meet the needs of a global market. So, diversity in the workplace it influences a rich exchange of ideas, it enhances creativity, and it drives better decision making. So, as we move forward, let us prioritize building our workplaces that celebrate DEIB, diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. Right? Being certain that every individual has the opportunity to thrive and drive the organizational success as well. Right. Yeah, now I would like to open the floor for any questions you may have. Please feel free to ask about any aspect of today's presentation, or even you can share your thoughts and experiences on implementing diversity in your own organizations. Please. Aiza sir says, thank you so much, ma'am. It was really an informative and insightful session. Thank you so much, sir. Anything, any concept that you have not understood or any queries, please go ahead. Or even if you have any suggestions of how to implement diversity in your own companies, in your own institutions? I welcome your thoughts. Please share them. Dr. Munusami sir says, ma'am, it is a really very useful session. Thank you so much, sir. Audience, do you have any queries? Anything, any concept that you have not understood? I'll repeat it. You can share your experiences, how your companies, what sort of policies do they have about diversity and inclusion. You can share it also. Share your experiences, your thoughts, everything. Karthika ma'am, it seems there are no questions here. Shall we wind up the session?
Yes, ma'am, we can wind up the session. Thank you so much. The session was very great. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, I thank all the participants for your participation. I don't know whether you understood or not. You did not ask me any questions. So I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the organizers of this event and Karthika ma'am, the event organizer of Pencil Bits, for this opportunity. And my special thanks to the founder and CEO Sangeeta Subramaniam ma'am. Thank you all once again. Thanks for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Pavitra ma'am. You say that it was a really useful session. Thank you. May I leave the session, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Thank you, Muthujan sir. Thank you. Thanks for all your positive comments. Have a good day.
And participants will send you the certificate, or the feedback link to your mail ID.